Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Students, hope you all are fine. I am your English teacher, and today we are going to read lesson number 19 from the book Understand and Communicate. The name of the lesson is The Curious Kiwi, and it is on page number 87. Students, before reading the lesson, let's know the meaning of the title. Curious means eager to know something, and kiwi is a bird with distinctive beak, as you can see in the picture on your screen. So, in the lesson, you will learn about different interesting facts about the bird kiwi, its survival, and its habits and way of living. So, let's start the reading. After reading these lines, I will provide you the meanings of difficult words which you will underline and write on your books. Okay, let's start the reading. Why has the kiwi survived while its relatives, the moas, have become extinct? One reason I think is that it has adopted nocturnal habits. Kiwis are not normally about in the daytime. During the daylight hours, they lie up in hiding, where enemies have no hope of finding them. Their coloration protects them. So, the very first line of the lesson asks a question that why has the kiwi survived? Survived means that it still continued to live. Whereas its relatives, the moss is also a bird that is similar to kiwi, which is no more in existence. So, the question why has the kiwi survived? The answer that the writer has given is one reason he thinks is that it has nocturnal habits. Nocturnal habits mean that the bird kiwi stays active at night because normally in the daytime we cannot see the bird kiwi because during the daylight hours they keep themselves hiding under the ground. So, this is one of the reasons that the enemies of this bird cannot find them. Then their coloration, the color of their fur that is dull brown, also protects them from their enemies because the color of their fur matches or merges with the color of the ground. Okay, let's see the meanings of the difficult words. Survived means continue to live. Moss, a large extinct bird. Extinct means no longer existing. Coloration means with regard to color, adopted, choose to take up or use. Nocturnal means active at night, and drab means of dull brown color. Okay, let's continue the reading. The strange drab feathering, so unlike that of most birds, gives them a cloak of invisibility while they sleep. And when night falls, out they come to scratch the ground and find worms and grubs and feed to their heart's content. They couldn't do that so effectively if they didn't have another peculiarity that I have not mentioned yet. Students, these lines tell us that the strange means unusual or different. The different drab feathering. Drab feathering means dull brown fur that I've already told you that their color is dull brown, which makes them hidden from their enemies. So, this drab feathering, unlike other birds, gives them a cloak of invisibility while they sleep. Cloak of invisibility means they are unable to be seen. And when night time comes, they come out, they dig the ground, and they find worms and grubs. Grubs means the larva of an insect, and they eat these worms and grubs to their satisfaction, to their heart's content. So the favorite food of kiwi is worms and grubs, which they eat in the night time. But they couldn't do this act of eating so effectively in an effective manner if they didn't have another strange feature in them. And what is that strange feature? Yes, we will come to know about that when we will read next a few lines. First, let's see the meanings of the difficult words. Cloak means something that keeps something else secret. Invisibility means inability to be seen. Scratch, mark the surface with a pointed object. Grubs, larva of an insect. Peculiarity means a strange feature, and effectively means in an effective manner. I hope you are enjoying reading. Okay, let's read. The nostrils of most birds open high up near the base of the beak, but the kiwi wears his nostrils right near the tip of the long, probe like bill. That's good for a bird that feeds in the ground at night. The kiwi's sight is poor at the best of times, but his sense of smell is acute, and so is the sense of touch in the tip of that long bill. Students, do you know what are nostrils? Nostrils are the two openings in the nose from which we breathe. Yes, the nostrils of most birds, mostly common birds, are present at the base of their beak. But the nostrils of the kiwi are present near the tip of the long probe like bill. Probe like bill means bill here refers to the beak, and probe like means cylinder medical instrument. So the beak of the kiwi is also like that long medical instrument. But this kind of beak is very good for a bird like kiwi because it has to find its food at night time. The kiwi's sight is poor. Sight means the sense of seeing, means that it cannot see properly, but his sense of smell and his sense of touch, it can smell very well and it can feel very well. And where are these two senses lie? These two senses lie in the tip of that long bill, that long beak. So from the edge, from the tip of the long bill, it is able to smell and it is able to feel the food. Okay, let's see the meanings of difficult words. Probe means a cylinder medical instrument. Acute means sharp or intense. Scratch means strike out. Nostrils means either of the two openings in the nose through which we breathe. Let's continue the reading. He can scratch in the forest floor with his eyes closed, and the delicate sense located at the beak tip will feel the slightest movement of a worm or grub. Most of those things have an odor of some kind, which the kiwi can smell better than we can. And when he either feels or smells something worthwhile in the way of food, the delicate beak is ready to pick it up and swallow it. So a kiwi can scratch or dig the floor of the forest with his closed eyes because his sense of sight is not very good. So it's a delicate sense, the sensitive sense of touch and smell that is located at the edge or tip of the beak, that will feel the smallest movement of a worm or grub. And because these worms and grubs, they have a different kind of smell, the odor of some kind, which only a kiwi can smell better than we can. So in this way, uh, either he feels or smells something very good, worthy in the way he can eat, he picks that thing up with his sensitive beak and then it swallow it, it takes it inside its mouth. So its sense of smell and its sense of touch are the very useful weapons for a kiwi to find the food. Okay, let's move on to the meanings of the difficult words. Delicate means sensitive or fine in texture. Slightest means smallest. Odor means a distinctive smell. Worthwhile means of value or importance. Swallow means allow something, especially food or drink, to pass down the thought. The last few lines of the lesson. You see, in spite of his primitiveness, he is peculiarly and efficiently equipped for the particular mode of life, better equipped than any of his competitors, and so he is able to keep ahead of them. But every time we fell a forest tree or open wooded land for cultivation, we are reducing the Kiwi's chance of survival because his undoubted talents are useful to him only under special conditions. And if those conditions are not maintained, out he goes like a candle. So, what these lines tell us that kiwi is one of the earliest kind of the birds, and his talents, his skills, the features that we have learned in the lesson, those features are not useful for the bird if we do not maintain special conditions. Like if we keep on cutting forest trees or open wooded land for cultivation, we are definitely reducing the kiwi's chance of survival. So, if these conditions are not maintained, out he goes like a candle. Out he goes like a candle means that he will die instantly. I hope you have understand all the aspects of the lesson, all the characteristics and the salient features of the bird kiwi. Okay, let's have a look on the meanings. Meanings of difficult words. Primitiveness means being earliest of the kind, efficiently performing in the best possible manner. Competitors, rivals. Reducing means to bring down to a smaller extent. And talents mean skills. Students, some exercises are given at the end of lesson. Exercise A1. In this exercise, there are some phrases given. You have to find out the correct word or the correct meaning of the phrase from the text that you have read. In exercise A2, there are some expressions given. You have to choose the best explanation of each expression. Then in exercise B, you have to choose the best answer out of the options given. And in exercise C, you have to answer the given questions. So this is the end of our lecture. Allah Hafiz.